Hello fellow sim racers. Today's video is mercifully short and provides about 30% of your recommended daily allowance of sweet and or artificial sweetness. Which is to say, I thought it was a good time to get you guys up to speed on what's been happening behind the scenes here at Me HQ and to find out what you guys want to see more or perhaps more importantly less of on the channel in 2021. Well, 2020 was something. Thankfully the calendar's notched over and we've all decided everything's cool, so putting aside all of the cataclysm for a moment, my last few months have been an exercise in playing catch-up. Everybody told me that building a studio from scratch with a young baby at home during a global oopsie might be a bit of a challenge, and for once at least, the man on the street got it bang on. What that's really meant for the channel and the content I've been making over the last few months, well, it hasn't necessarily been the videos I've actually wanted to make. You've probably noticed a big upswing in the number of gear review videos, which isn't really what I want to be the main focus of the channel. This happened because I spent a big portion of the summer telling people that they should wait until I moved into the new studio before sending me their shiny new thing, because I'd be able to realise the videos in a more professional way. And while I'm actually really happy with how they've turned out, I feel like I've somewhat overindulged and need to calm down on that side of things for a while and get back to racing. Racing. That's something that really took a back seat last year. I didn't do a lot of it for fun, and what I did do ended up being either fairly high profile or needed a huge time commitment, and time isn't something of which I had a great reserve. So at least for the time being, I want to get back to making content about cars, circuits and driving. Just like the objectively better times before you know. One thing that I really did enjoy in 2020, and I think you guys did as well, was the introduction of more collaborative content on the channel. And I have a lot of big plans here, some of which will need to be put on ice until the world reminds me less of that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Happening. Now, if you're not familiar with that piece of cinematic excellence, essentially there's a global pandemic that causes people to kill themselves. But the classic M-Dog twist is that it's the trees what done it. Yeah, trees getting revenge. It seemed incredibly stupid at the time. Yeah, just thought I'd let that one sit for a bit before getting back on track. So, yeah, more collaborative content with other content creators, drivers, and other people within the industry. And if you vaguely fit that profile and like the idea of working together, then please do drop me an email. Beyond that, I'm keen to spend more time making content in a wider variety of sims and perhaps sim-adjacent titles. Automobilista 2 didn't really get a fair shake on the channel since it was released at the worst possible time for me, so I would like to spend some time revisiting that. And then of course there's the ever-looming presence of iRacing, which I'm keen to make more of a focus on the channel if there's an interest from you guys. Another area where I've historically been a bit rubbish is streaming. Now, this is something that's very deliberately not the focus of the channel. When I started out, I made the conscious decision to make a different style of content from the established names of the time. Not only did it suit my particular skill set a bit better, but more selfishly, it was also the kind of content that I wanted to make. And perhaps more cynically, I figured there was no point trying to tread exactly the same path. But I genuinely enjoy streaming, and particularly the interactive nature of it. You guys get to call me out on my bullshit in real time, which is, well, it's just much more efficient. So starting next week, I'll be undertaking some scheduled but much more laid-back streams from the studio so I can get my fix. So that's about where things are from my perspective, but I'd really love to know what it is you guys want to see on the channel, and definitely more importantly what you don't. The last few months have seen quite a few format experiments and a lot of odd and one-off pieces of content, so I'd love to go into 2021 with a better plan, well, a plan actually. So please let me know in the comments what's been working, what hasn't been working, and where you think I can improve the content. Oh, and as a final note, do you guys still want to see a video of the finished, in inverted commas, studio? A few people keep asking, but I wasn't sure if there was actually that much of an appetite. So that's it, that's the end. Thank you so much for tuning in through 2020. I genuinely hope we all have a better year. And I guess all that's left to say is goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.